The site of the first ever Marbula One race sees the sport return for round number 2 here in Season 6 of the peak of marble racing. This is the Savage Speedway, and this is Marbula One. Hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods. 17 race laps await in our 4th trip to the Savage Speedway, a track that has thrown us some interesting finishes, blindingly fast. Yeah, the music isn't the only thing with higher pace. Such a fun track to go to. The fans love coming here. The home of speed, Savage Speed to be exact. Season 1 saw Clementon, who is still the lap record holder, get pole position. After that, it was Redeye 2 times, but that streak has been broken. Winners include Starry, Redeye, and Snowy. Before we get going, if you want to replicate the intensity of Marbula One, you can do it in your own home with the Hyperloop. Infinite possibilities and ways that you can create. By the way, have you checked out Impact Marble Racing yet? A whole series based off of the components of the Hyperloop, including all 32 of your favorite teams. Check it out on yellowsmarbleruns.com. Increase that BPM. We mean that both for the music and for your heart rate. Taking a look at our starting grid. Stinger and former winner and fastest lap setter Snowy at the back of the field. Ember and Clementon. Also, Clementon first ever pole position here back in the first trip. Starry and Swifty. Diego and Glimmer. Amaya and Pinky Rosa bringing us up to the edge of the top 10. Then it's Sheep in 10th next to Ruzzy. Club and Cerulean. On the outside of row 3, it is Smoggy and Momo, Siren and Redeye. Starting behind our front row of Billy and pole sitter Yeller for Mellow Yellow. And we're rolling! Down they go, and Yeller covers the field. Billy in second place. Redeye has dropped and is now recovered. Marbles were quivering in the starting blocks before they dropped. Through the banking for the first time. Over-under move by Billy. Gets the lead. Yeller tries to come right back. There's Siren also in the mix, but hits the wall and goes backwards. Redeye up in the P2. Redeye with an incredible start, especially in that third sector. Pinky Rosa also come up to third, Glimmer into fourth. As they dive down through, Redeye goes to the outside and takes the lead. Gets the plaudits from the pit wall and is cheering back at him. Let's go, Redeye says. Glimmer in second place. They weave down the backstretch for the second time. Fastest lap goes to Smoggy, back in third spot. Our pole sitter falling back to fourth. Redeye comes through with now Smoggy up into second place. We got that fastest lap through the drop. They all go to the outside on that one. At least most of the top runners did. Pinky Rosa's fallen back to 7th in the meantime. Redeye, quick peek over the shoulder. Checks the gap to Smoggy. Oh, and Smoggy has trouble getting onto the conveyor belt. Perhaps watching Redeye too closely and stumbled coming onto it. Lost a couple of positions, but were hit forward and got it right back. Near disaster for Smoggy. You see the different lines being taken there. Glimmer, once again, doing a great job. Up at the front of this course. And has hung in there all throughout. Pinky Rosa back in fourth. Starry, Ruzzy, Yeller, Club, Momo, and Siren rounding out the top 10. The Savage Speeders' home hopes with Swifty lie down in 14th. Redeye off into the distance, putting in the fastest lap when needed. And look at Ruzzy. Wow. Come up into third spot and challenging for second, but now loses out down the straightaway. Swifty is also trying to come forward and has made it up to 11th. There's the gap in real time that you see for our leader, Redeye. Third of the way through this Grand Prix. Down the drop they come. The speed builds very quickly here, as is designed by some members of the Savage Speeders. They were the ones who created this track back when the concept of Marbula One was first becoming a reality. Redeye's lead is over a second and a half. Smoggy, Starry, Ruzzy, and Pinky Rosa. Ruzzy in the middle of a train up there, trying to get by Pinky Rosa, who's holding back the floodgates. Smoggy in second, challenged by Starry, but now gets some breathing room. Through the double right-hander they come. Look at all the marbles taking different lines, some collisions down the backstretch. Momo is in there, Ruzzy is in there, falling back to 7th. Cerulean in 6th. Glimmer has fallen down to 5th. Midfield is incredibly tight right now. A couple of wrong moves and you're going backward, like the likes of Siren and Club, who have fallen out of the top 10 and are now trying to get back in. Positions switching all the time. Marbles catching drafts down that backstretch. Most having an easy time getting onto the conveyor belt, the occasional misstep. Also, a lot of marbles going to the outside there. I think Diego is one of the few that went to the inside at that split right before the drop. There is Yeller, you see in the center of your screen, in the mix, going high up on the curbs, trying to hold on to a top 10, and is right now barely doing it. Oh, we've got collisions at the back there. Ruzzy continues to tumble, and adding insult to injury, could not get onto the conveyor belt, took a few hits, and finally got going again, but down in 16th. Clementon also, former success here at the Savage Speedway, down in 18th. Ember and Stinger bringing up the rear of the field. It's still Red Eye out in front and reset fastest lap. Once again, trouble for Ruzzy onto the belt. Gained and lost. Red Eye is doing an absolutely commanding job out front. Exactly what you would expect from a marble like Red Eye, but still, a third of this Grand Prix to go. There is Swifty getting some cheers from the Savage Speeders. Got in front of Billy, who was up front for quite a while and is now also dropped back. Starting positions are not necessarily advantageous here at the Savage Speedway. It's working out well for Red Eye, who started up toward the front of the field. But others are slicing and dicing their way up and down. There's Glimmer getting by. Takes 3rd place as they head over the conveyor belt, and Smoggy has reset fastest lap. Still, Red Eye's lead is over 2 seconds. It is still anybody's race from 3rd on back right now. Those two silver-gray marbles, Starry and Glimmer, continuing to battle. They try to go side by side, but a drift down the backstretch closes the door. Glimmer keeps that position. Now off the conveyor belt, trouble hitting the walls. Starry up there and getting by. And Glimmer will not let that marble go quietly, still trying to hang there exactly roll for roll. Once again down the backstretch, the top 3 finally spread out just a little bit. Smoggy holding up there. Glimmer in 4th, fighting with Starry. Cerulean 5th, Siren 6th, Yeller, our pole sitter, down in 7th. Sheep for the Wolfpack in 8th as we get our new check for split times. And Red Eye's lead has come down by a few tenths. It is still almost 1.7. Big gap back. We get a new fastest lap in the meantime. Smoggy continues to chip away. There at the back, that is Stinger and Clementon now fighting for that last position. Not where the O'Rangers thought they would be. Up front, here is Red Eye beginning the final lap. Clementon, nice draft down the backstretch. Red Eye through the drop and the banking for the final time. Red Eye, desperate to continue the march through history. Red Eye wins again at the Savage Speedway. The 8th win of that Marbles career. Smoggy gets 2nd, Starry in 3rd. Yeller recovered back up to 4th. And also good recovery coming from the pit wall to Swifty. Managed to somehow get back up into the top 10 and secure some points. What a race this was from the start, all throughout. Just incredible how close the midfield was. Look at as they dive through Sector 1, those switchbacks. Unbelievable, and Starry doing a lot of work out there. Red Eye, the only racer in Marbula One history never to miss a podium at the end of the season. 3-time champion. Trying to start the run for number 4. I would say that title defense is going pretty well here in round number 2. Also working pretty well for the Hazers. They had a perfect weekend points-wise last week, and they returned to the podium again in 2nd place. Let's see what this does to the overall standings. Smoggy gets an extra point for capturing fastest lap. How about Starry? 16th up to 3rd. Good reason for that marble to get Marble of the Day. The Hazers lead the championship by just 2 points over Crazy Cat's Eyes. Team Galactic up 5. How about Mellow Yellow up 8? And Shining Swarm up 10. Well, now that everybody has raced once, we look at the standings for the individual. And unsurprisingly, that perfect weekend remains the mark to beat. Has not been done by anybody else yet, but it's tighter up top than you might imagine. Only 2 Grand Prix through this 10-race season. Still a lot of chapters to be written, and we hope that you'll be here with us all along the way. Make sure you have those notifications on and you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing as we head to Sparkle Central next.